Hey guys, I am Ian K, and in this video I'm going to be showcasing my latest clan boss team, which is the Fumith Seeker. It's the comp that has been gaining popularity now due to the recent champion that was released, the Mytha. So this is an unkillable team using the Mytha speed tune. So I'll be using the fu-shan variation, with fu-shan providing the speed aura, Seeker providing Terminator boost, the Mytha providing the unkillable, and Harris providing the increased speed and de debuff removal. So those are the four champions, the four core champions needed in this comp, and then we have one slot for the DPS. So in this video, I'm going to showcase three different DPS options that I used. One of them being Turvold, the second being Jintoro, and the third being Brachus. So the DPS role can be filled by any champion who can provide at least a weaken, because we have the decreased defense from fu-shan already. So the the final champion is someone who can at least provide weaken, and which is why I used Brachus. So I can just go over all of their gear right now quickly. So I'll go over the four core champions first. So we have fu-shan in retaliation set. So retaliation set is the best set to have him in, because in this block damage comp, all your champions will not take damage, so they cannot counterattack with the counterattack mastery when they lose 25% health, so they can never counterattack. So the retaliation set is really good in providing the chance to counterattack, and it's also good on Fu-shan because his A1 is the ability that does the most damage. All right, so I'll just go over his gear quickly, and then you can see his stats right down there. Then I have him in the revenge accessories as well for a higher chance to counterattack. Next we have the Mytha. So the Mytha is just in broken set to get the speed required, and these are her pieces. Then her stats. I built her for damage as well. Then we have Seeker. So Seeker is in toxic set. These are his stats. And then these are his pieces. Then finally, the fourth core champion is Harris. So I also have Harris in toxic set. These are his stats. So for the reasoning behind I'm having Harris in toxic set is because so I have tested Harris both in toxic set as well as pure damage dealing set. I found that their difference in damage is not that much. It's probably like between 1 million difference in damage, so it's about the same on neutral affinity. But on weak affinity, where Harris has a chance to weak hit, the toxic set does about 50% more damage, because the poison's damage compensates for the weak hit. So I just have her in toxic just to increase damage on the weaker affinity. But this comp still one keys on all affinity anyway. So it's really up to you on what you want to gear your champions with. I just didn't want to put like my best damage dealing gear on Harris when I can use some of my leftover toxic gear on her. All right. So now let's go over the first comp that I will show, which is Turvold. So after I finish the run with Turvold, that's when I will showcase their gear. So the great thing about this comp as well is that the comp is full auto. So you can just set up the AI preset, and then the comp will be full auto for all three different teams. So here's the AI preset that I have for fu-shan. I just chose to ignore the A2. Seeker, you just want to set the A1 as the opener. Turvold, you set the A3 as the opener, and then set the A2 as first priority. The Mytha, first priority on the A3, second priority on the A2. Harris, just first priority on the A1. So that's it. That's the comp. So I'll just start the run right now and full auto. Then we'll see. All right, so I will just fast forward the run. I'll just show some clips of the run throughout, and then I'll come back once the run is over, and I can talk over the damage. And then I'll show the gear on my Turvold. There you have it. So here's the comp with Turvold as the DPS champion. So Turvold doing almost 50 million damage. Everyone else, Seeker almost 20, fu-shan about 32, Demetha about 8, Harris 18.5 million. So this is the comp with Turvold. So I'll show Turvold's gear right now. So Turvold is also in Retaliation set. So these are his stats. So I have him built with accuracy because I need him to place the weaken. And then these are his gear pieces. So as for everyone's mastery, they are also the same. Pretty much the same offense defense role. But the most important thing to get is this mastery right here, because in this comp, you will be getting the stun. So having the stun gives everyone a 20% chance to counterattack when they get stunned. But other than that, it's pretty much the same War Master or Giant Slayer, but all of the champions here are War Master champions. But then we also have this mastery where you increase damage when you're at full health. So in this comp, you're always at full health. So this is the two important mastery. So that was fu-shan. Then we have Turvold, it's the exact same mastery. Demetha, same thing, just with this here, but everything else the same. Seeker, same as well. Yep, this two here. War Master, then Harris, same thing, same mastery. So that is um, Turvold. So now I am going to just show, I'm not going to show the whole run for the other two champions. I'll just show what their damage is. So here is Jintoro. So this is the comp with Jintoro. So is the damage that was done. Jintoro doing 41 million damage instead. So this is the gear that I have on Jintoro. So Jintoro is unique in that he has a higher speed, much higher speed, because he's going on a 3-to-1 ratio rather than the 2-to-1 ratio that the other DPS champions are going. So this is because he has the unique passive that increases the turn meter he gained from Seeker. So this combination allows him to go 3-to-1 at this specific speed. So at this speed, these are his stats. So I'll go over his gear pieces. So he's just in broken set. Then mastery is the same thing again. This mastery, and war master. So maybe I'll just show like some clips of him doing damage in the comp, and then I'll move on. Okay, finally we have Brachus. So for Brachus, this is his stat. So I have him. I swapped gear with Turvold. So let's see. So he would have been wearing Turvold's glove right here and Turvold's chest. So this is his stats. This is what his stats would have been. And then now I'll just go over the other individual gear pieces. So here. So I have him in reflex accessories because most of Brachus's damage actually comes from his A2 and A3, his multi-hitting abilities, as well as the Giant Slayer procs. So having the cooldown reduction to let him use his A2 and A3 as many times as possible is what brings his damage up. Then I have all triple refresh accessories once again to refresh cooldowns on his ability. So Brachus is not actually is a decent option, but it's not really good because this comp already has the increased attack buff from Seeker. So which is why the value of Brachus is not that high. If a comp doesn't have the increased attack buff, him providing increased attack is very valuable. But since this comp already has increased attack, his increased attack is not that valuable anymore. So all he is doing is just providing the weaken and the DPS through his War Master procs. So other champions might be better. I don't know. That, which is why Jintoro was good, since he provides much more DPS compared to Brachus. And other champions like Draco could work as well. If you have Draco, you have Fane. Fane could work as well. All the classic clan boss DPS champions that provide decreased defense, weaken can work. So it's just you just have to adjust your comp a little bit depending. It's like for example, if you're using a Draco, you can have Toxic set on your other champions. Yeah, so this is how the damage that Brachus could do. So this is again on Magic Affinity as well as a fair comparison for all three DPS champions. So everyone else doing about the same damage except for Brachus. He is on the lower side of doing 24 million compared to everyone. Jintoro doing like 40 plus million, Turvold doing almost 50 million. So which is why I said Brachus is not the best champion for this line. But yeah, just to show the comparison. Yep. So this is just the comp that I have with three different DPS champions. Um, I am using this comp right now as my main comp purely because it does one keys all affinity as well as being affinity friendly, and it's full auto from the start, so I don't have to worry about manualing the first few rounds anymore. All right. Yeah, there you have it. So this is the new Full Myth Seeker comp. Let me know if you have any questions, and I'll try my best to answer them. All right, thank you for watching. Goodbye.